blue thing.
It's blue. Episode 4.
Episode 4 of Smart Boys.
Hey, we're going to change the name of the show right now. We're going to, what are we going to do?
We're going to be the, Sup Boys?
Sup Boys?
Sup Boys?
So whenever you, if somebody's asking you what do you listen to, you go, I'm listening to Sup Boys?
Sup Boys? So episode 4, if you haven't checked out our Let's Play, when we played, I would say, one of the greatest games of all time, Spider-Man 3.
Greatest game, greatest movie, greatest man in bed.
Spider-Man 3. The third Spider-Man.
I hate Spider-Man 2 in bed. He's just such a limp dick. He just rubs it around the edge, and he's just like,
he says, is that working for you? And I go, you gotta put in a little bit of effort.
And then like halfway through, he walks into the closet and stays there for a minute, and then comes out. And he's like, I think I'm ready again.
So, what can we talk about on this episode? We got a couple of topics we want to run the gambit with. We got some Oscar nods. We've got the Nintendo Switch, which we didn't talk about last week, which we're going to talk quite in depth about this week. Nazi punching. I'm going to chime in on Nazi punching.
I think that's a bit of an old topic, you know. I mean, it's almost been 90 years since the World War II?
About 70. About. I mean, what is time but numbers?
I just like to get it up to the highest number I can say.
Yeah.
It's been 120 years since World War II?
It has been 3 centuries.
3 centuries? I don't even think I remember.
Or 2.5 metric centuries.
They always refer to this guy who was like a big dictator. I think his name was Churchill.
Yeah.
Kind of an asshole.
Yeah, FDR too. They both had if your name's an abbreviation, then you know you got a problem.
FDR, like, yeah, Federal Dedicated Radio. I don't give a shit.
Dick, right?
Fuck Dick, right?
Fucking Dick, right?
Fucking Dick, am I right?
So, let's start with what's been bugging me a fucking lot, is this whole Nazi punching incident that everybody and their mother on Facebook and Twitter and all that shit is freaking out about how awesome it is that this one dude went up and sucker punched this guy who was basically spouting off just bullshit. The dude's a fucking asshole. I'm not saying that the guy who got punched is not a fucking asshole, because he's a fucking asshole. But that does not give you the right to just sculpt and sucker punch somebody. And I've gotten into many arguments with people on Facebook, and I'm done with it. But the fact that you're applauding answering fucking bigotry with violence, like, that's the most hypocritical bullshit I've ever seen. And I don't want to be soapboxing here, but if you think I
think this is perfect. If
you think that it's okay and so fucking wonderful that you can just go up to a random person on the street and punch them in the face because you don't agree with whatever the fuck they're saying, no matter how terrible it is, then you're a fucking asshole. Because that's not how it works in this fucking country. All right.
That actually reminds me of somebody who. So there's this movement. This is a couple of years ago. Let's say a couple decades.
Uh-huh.
Somebody was like wanting equal treatment to who the group they abided by. You know, that kind of like you usually call them a race.
Yes.
And they were usually out in like speaking in public in a public place, which is civil right of the American people, and people would often go insult them and. I don't know. It was bad then, but is it good now? I'm confused.
I just don't know where you people were going to want to draw the line. So it's okay to punch somebody who's spouting
Mike, you don't understand. It's okay to punch him because he's not nice.
Yeah, so...
He's not a nice person, so...
So it's okay to go ahead and turn violent.
So if tomorrow I go outside and my mailman, he leaves my mailbox door open, it's perfectly acceptable to go and slash his tires because...
because you disagree with what he did.
That's my mail. It could get wet and the door's open. And I might go to a concert and maybe I don't like the music. I feel entitled to murder every single person that in that band because I don't agree with it.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't, use my correct gender pronouns, am I then allowed to stab them? Because
yes, yes, that's how
Trump's America.
That's how America works.
Trump's America.
No,
now.
that's anti-Trump America.
Oh shit!
That's
you're
what we're
working
working towards.
I'm sorry.
In his America, it's somehow illegal to assault people in public based on their freedom of speech. That's completely
we're protesting. We're protesting so that we can assault people whenever we choose to because we don't agree.
In the future of this country, every morning should be spent filling out a little check the box forum of what things I'm going to do for the day. Then I hand that in to my government appointed mailman, who then sends it to the whole world and tells them, I'm going to be doing these things, and if you interrupt that, you're going to
get punched.
You're going to get punched. And you're going to get punched in jail. Did you see the picture that got circulated around about the guy who punched him?
No.
Well, they showed like in the footage and photographers, like when they pulled down his mask right after he sucker punched him, they showed a little bit of his face. So he's like this kind of like older white guy with a mustache. Don't know if this is true or not, because people were in the comments were saying this is bullshit, and then there's people saying it's like it's too perfect to not be bullshit.
What?
So the guy who punched him, the guy who allegedly punched him, has a bunch of pictures online, and he's a shit fetishist.
Oh,
he likes to be eat pooped on.
God.
He likes to eat poop and shit. And
they eat the poo poo.
He there's a picture of him with a toilet seat in front of his face.
Ew, no.
He looks like let me
fucking gross.
Let me pull
God,
this
that's
up.
so funny though.
Okay,
that's
hold on. Let me pull this up.
That's fucking awesome if that's true. Nazi Sucker Puncher. Now that's a band name.
That didn't give me what I want.
Yo.
Alt-right leader attack. Is it okay? Man, I have it somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get on another topic. And I'll come back to this.
So, what else can we talk about?
You wanted to talk about, was it Young Pope, New Pope?
Oh, the Young Pope. If you guys have not been watching this new HBO miniseries called The Young Pope, which has got Jude Law in it, I highly, highly recommend it. A quick little synopsis of the plot. Jude Law has just been voted in by the papal, I don't know how they do it, the cardinals or whatever, to be the new pope. But it turns out that Jude Law is like extremely, extremely conservative. He's basically like the anti-Pope Francis. So he's also a huge dick to everybody in the Vatican. He wants things done a certain way. He's just a mean fucking person. But he also is not very sure of himself. He needs constant approval from like his old mentor. He ends up bringing in this nun because he was an orphan, this nun that had raised him in her nunnery. And she, at first, is like being real familiar with him, and then eventually he was like, "You gotta stop."
Pretty sure it's not called nunnery, but I'm gonna let it slide because
they're called nunneries.
Is it called? Because I grew up in the Catholic Church. I don't think I've ever heard that.
A coven?
Maybe. Coven of witches, coven of nuns. What
are they in the hand? Yeah, get thee to a nunnery. Like, get your ass off and become a nun, or you're gonna catch these hands like a Nazi.
Punch your nuns.
Ooh, that's a good band name. Sucker Punch of Nuns. But yes, definitely check out the new Pope.
How many?
Or the Young Pope. There are 3 episodes as of right now.
This is BBC?
This is HBO.
HBO. Okay.
But it was advertised as like kind of a surreal, not really surreal, but very dramatic, very almost like There Will Be Blood in that sort of sense. But when you start watching it, you realize I have this firm belief that it's actually a comedy, because some of the shit that happens in the show is just fucking hilarious. Like, he's got this button underneath his desk that he can press in order for someone to come in and give him an excuse to end whatever meeting he's at or whoever he's talking to. So if like it's going off the tracks, he can press this button. Somebody's supposed to come in and be like, Your Holiness, you have to go do this, or like, Your Holiness, there's an emergency here, you have to attend to it, so that he can get out of whatever conversation he's in. But Jude Law's character is so stern and so like hard and shit. The first time that he uses the button for real, when a nun comes in and she's like, "Your Holiness, it's time for your snack." He's just like, fucking, time for my snack? Like, that's really the fucking excuse that you came up with, is it's time for my snack?
That reminds me of a sketch from Whitey's Kids You Know about the nun is only allotted 2 root beers per day. It's like, what even is that? 2 root beers? So I gotta go down to the vending machine and get that 3rd root beer. I have 1 in the morning, 1 with breakfast, and then I'm done for lunchtime. Come on, 2 root beers?
2 root beers.
It's a really dumb fucking sketch. By the way, I pulled up that image.
I don't know if I want to fucking see it. I actually do. Oh my fucking god.
That may or may not be true.
Oh. God damn it, that's disgusting. No.
It's pretty bad. Because like it shows that, and then it shows him taking off his mask, and then So I hope that's true.
That would be
that would make my year. Yeah. 2017 would be in the top 10 list of all years ever.
I mean, there have been so many years. There was. So
I saw a movie this weekend.
Tell me what it was.
It's called The Founder with Michael Keaton.
I wanted to see that.
It's very good.
About that Mickey D's.
It's about that Mickey D's. It's not about the people who made Mickey D's. It's about the man who made the franchise of Mickey D's.
Who had a handshake contract with them?
Handshake contract. Yeah. It is a very well paced with that payoff of the handshake thing where he's like, "This is my agreement." He's like, "Leave it at the door." It's like, yeah.
I heard a whole story on NPR about that movie. It sounded really good.
It's actually pretty good. I thought it was going to be kind of like soapboxing. It's like, McDonald's is not that bad, guys. It's an American institution. But by the end of the movie, you're like, wow, this is why McDonald's is such a fucking It's the guy who is what they call the founder, Michael Keaton's character. He's like, when he sees the restaurant originally with the original two, Mac and Don, no, Mac and something else, whatever. The guys don't matter because they're mostly in the movie, but it's mostly Michael Keaton you see for the entirety of the screen time. So he's like, it needs to be an American institution. I've gone to every small town, and they have two things. They have the courthouse with the American flag, and they got the church with the steeple and the cross. McDonald's has got to be that. So he starts off with this wholehearted speech of you're gonna make your restaurant in every town, and it's gonna be the American institution. It's gonna be it's gonna be America's new church. And it's just the way he's pitching it sounds so in the context of him trying to sell a restaurant as a franchise, it sounds okay. But the way he sounds, in the grand scheme, sounds so malicious and maniacal. He's just everybody's gonna go to McDonald's. It's gonna be the second church. It's gonna be more important than church. And it became that. I mean, do you go to church on Sundays, or do you go to McDonald's on Sundays? Because I go to Denny's, you fucker.
I go to that Bevins, that Bob Evans.
Bob Evans?
No,
I haven't. What about that Bevmo?
Shit. Speaking of movies, we've got the Oscars. Now, we said that we were going to talk about the Oscars.
We are going to talk about the Oscars. I had a question for you, Mike.
Yes.
Are you going to the Oscars?
Unfortunately, this year I cannot make it to the Oscars.
As can I, so...
Okay, so the Nintendo Switch is something that we're really hyped on right now. I mean, I'm not too hyped on it.
I'm going to say right now, as anybody who knows me, and you can just look in my room right now, I like Nintendo shit. I like Nintendo games. I like Nintendo. I bought every system they had. I'm going to be buying this kind of reluctantly because the system's out in a month. What the fuck does it have? And not even about games, because that's games come, PS4 didn't have a lot of games, and now it does, and it's a great system.
Yeah.
But looking at the hardware, it's you can take this place, it's but what can you do on it? It's you can play this game. Anything else? They said the Miiverse is gone, all the social media stuff that was on the Wii U, internet browsing and stuff like that hasn't been announced. Netflix compatibility, which I could see as a big plus for people who don't own tablets.
Yeah.
Want to bring that with them for traveling. They're like, oh, I'm done playing Zelda and I'm on a plane anyway. Let me take off these little controllers and watch Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know. I am not a Nintendo fan, probably because I never had one really growing up. I know I had a Game Boy. And then me and my brother got a 64, but I know that the only game that we had for the 64 was GoldenEye. So I never really played Mario. I never really played Zelda. I did play Pokemon, but that's a whole different monster. I'm just worried that this Switch is going to be just like every other fucking Nintendo console that's come out in the past, 10 years, or starting with the Wii, where it's gimmicky, but where's the meat and potatoes of it?
Where's the games?
Great, the Wii, you did Wii Motion, that's fun for a hot second.
When they first announced it, I thought my worries were gone. I'm like, look, it's a system that's all about look at these hardware games. It was showing off a new Zelda, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Skyrim, all these games that were just this is the hardcore audience. This is what you want from Nintendo. It's you got the good Nintendo games, and then you got some third-party stuff to throw in there to keep you entertained. And then when they did that announcement back on January 12th, it was all right, 1-2 Switch. It's just a motion control game where you just waggle it at each other. I don't even know how to explain it. You just waggle at each other. There's no sensor bar on the Switch. Not that I know of. I don't know how you're controlling these more dynamically than you would on a Wii U or anything like that. It looks really gimmicky, but they're saying in these new motion controls, the HD Rumble and how it works with that is really supposed to be unique. I'm not sold on it because it's every time you think you're getting something good, it turns into Gimmick Town.
Yeah, I mean the same thing with the Wii U, which was it came out, it was cool because it had that big screen controller, and then it was like, well, where are the fucking games for it? Zombie U is the only one I saw people actually playing for when it first
came out with Zombie U. That was its big first launch title, and Nintendo Land, which was a party game thing. And then everything else was ports of games that people already played, like Mass Effect 3, Darksiders, and Tekken Tag Tournament.
Yeah. And
those are good games, but they're not the best version on there. So it's you could just go play that on your PS3 and have as good or better experience.
You have Smash, and then, because I'm a big fighting game fan, so I would only... I mean, I bought, back when I lived with somebody who had a Wii U, I bought Pokken Tournament just to play it. And I was like, I really wish they would have made Pokken Tournament on the PS4 so I don't have to fucking play with this giant fucking pad. And I don't know.
Get this. Buy these.
Yeah, well, I'm not made of money.
This is $15.
Well, at the same time,
I'm going to go ahead and say what I want about the Wii U. The Wii U is probably one of my favorite consoles of all time.
What?
Just because... for me, and especially the people I hang out with it offers so much in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because there is when I had it, it was really active. Well, when I have it, I still have it, I still do this. When Smash came out, when I got Mario Kart, when I got all these big games that came out in 2013, 2014, I was playing so much multiplayer in that game. Yeah. It paid for itself just for that.
That is
playing
true.
8-player Smash is so much fun. Playing Mario Kart 8 with 4 players and all those big maps. And the game looks really, really good. Yeah. And then the HD ports of Twilight Princess of Wind Waker, which are, actually really good and help improve the game in a lot of ways. And then there's some other games, Super Mario 3D Land was really fun. But it's all the Nintendo stuff that was really good on it. The one thing that took away from the console, there wasn't an original Zelda title that was a big deal. There wasn't an original Mario title that was a big deal because Super Mario 3D Land was just a multiplayer thing. A lot of people shit on the console because they're like, oh, it has nothing going on. It's no, it has stuff going on. It's just, it's not what you're interested in. For me, I was interested in that and it worked out. And I had a lot of fun with the console, but...
When did it come out?
2012.
So it had a lifespan of...
About 4 years.
About 4.
Yeah. So...
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous that it was a lot of brand mismanagement because nobody knew, what it was when it came out. They're like, so you add this to the Wii? It's no, this is a new console. It's
yeah, naming it the Wii U was
because people thought it's you buy the controller and that makes the game console better. It's no, it's just, it's a whole new console, and it's where are the games at? It's well, you can play your Wii games on here still, and you can play these new games.
But I did. Speaking of the Switch, did you see that advertisement for it that showed all the 4 people sitting around a table playing Mario Kart
at a party,
but it's still split screen on each of their Switches?
I didn't see that, but that's stupid.
Yeah, it was what the fuck is the
I
point?
saw the one where they were playing Mario Kart with the little remotes all on one Switch, one little tablet, which I'm that's okay, but it's if it's gonna display like that, what's the point?
Yeah,
I'd rather play it on 3DS where I get my own screen.
Yeah,
and because if you're gonna buy individual consoles, I don't know. It's a wait and see kind of thing.
I don't like Nintendo. I do think that they're rocking obviously the handheld game or the 3DS. That's what Nintendo does.
I love the 3DS. It's great.
Because the fucking Sony with the Vita. I had so much faith in the Vita. I wanted it to be great so bad, and I bought a bunch of games, and then they just were like, nah, we're kind of done with the Vita. I was like, the fuck?
They never really stopped supporting it. It's just all the games came to it were already on the PS4.
Yeah.
So it's kind of would you rather play it at home or would you rather play it on the go? That's what it was good for. Mm-hmm. But then eventually it was just original titles all went down to niche RPG stuff. So you saw stuff like Uncharted and Killzone really early on, and then later on it was just here's an indie game.
Yeah. So
PS4.
Love my PS4.
It's great. It's a great console. A lot of games come out. You saw the release date for Tekken 7. It's coming out in June, which I think is the perfect time. I'm really excited. Because the original release date was somewhere muddled around in spring with a bunch of other games. But I'm glad it's like at the beginning of summer because that's the perfect game to just pick up and play for the rest of the summer.
Oh man, when does? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tekken probably the most.
What about Injustice 2? How do you
Oh yeah,
that?
Injustice 2, as well as being a huge baseball fan, I'm going to get the new show.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that new Spider-Man game looks kind of fun, but it's far away. I don't know.
It doesn't even have a confirmed release date yet. Yeah. The only things I'm really super excited this year is probably Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
If it comes out this year. It could get delayed till next year, which I won't be surprised. What else is coming out this year? The new God of War is supposed to come out this year, which I'll definitely play because I love the series is great.
Mm-hmm.
That new Gran Turismo is supposed to come out this year, which I might be interested in. The South Park game is coming out.
Yeah, the Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good because the Stick of Truth was probably one of the best RPGs of like last generation.
I wouldn't say that.
Why is that?
It was a great story and it was a hell of a fun time playing it, but the RPG elements of the game I found to be very lacking.
They're very one-dimensional in that sense.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as a core package of an RPG, it's entertaining, it's funny. It's like a whole season of the show in like one convenient package. In fact, I think it's funnier than probably the recent 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, I've actually stopped watching South Park.
The last season was kind of a muddled mess. It's honestly, like, you got maybe 2 or 3 good jokes out of it, and the whole season is just like, whatever. But Fractured Butthole, I think that's why the show is suffering, because they focus more time and effort into thinking out the games.
Yeah.
And then the show is just like an afterthought of just like, oh, we gotta get this done tonight because it airs Wednesday.
So I'm looking at a list of what's coming out. Some of this stuff I haven't really been keeping up, but I do see a new Sniper Elite game coming out. I don't know if you've ever played the Sniper Elite games. They're shitty, but they're fucking fun as hell. You can shoot people. You get extra points for shooting people through the balls. You get a testicle shot.
I've never actually played them, and I've always wanted to try them.
They are so fun.
What would you say is the best one? Because I know there's like Ghost Elite, and then there's like
the third one, I would say.
Of the one that was on PS4?
Yeah.
Doesn't every single one of them they've been doing has like a kill Hitler mission?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it's everyone, but I know the last one had
the last one had it, and the one before it had it, and I think also the one before had it, and that's just the DLC they sell for all the games. Like, you want to kill Hitler.
You want to do it. Hitler, you blew it. Yeah, dude, the Sniper Elite games, we should do a Let's Play of that. Or at least
I'll get the third one.
A quick little, just shoot people through the balls, and eyeball, and brains, and...
It interests me a lot because I played a lot of, Metal Gear Solid 5, and the sniping in that is, like, so much fun.
Yeah.
So if it's anything like that, I'll have a good time. I love sniping in video games, especially, like, when you're just, like, have a whole camp of guys and you're just, like, taking them out and they're freaking out.
That's Sniper Elite.
Then I gotta give it a shot.
I mean, there are levels, like, you can literally just, like... You have to, like, move around a bit, but there's times where it's just like, chilling in a spot and just popping people off for, like, 10 minutes.
You think they'll ever do Bell Tower DLC for that game? You know, like, you go to campus and you take your little suitcase up there. What was the... Harry Chapman had a song about it. Was that fucking kid's name?
Who the hell is Harry Chapman?
He's an old folk singer. He did, what was that? Fuck. He did that one... I know the song, but I know... He did a more popular song, but he did this, which was really dark in contrast to, like, the song he made before, which is much lighter.
What was it, Kent State, right? No, that was one where the where was that, the dude in the Smart Boys aren't, sometimes you need to look some shit up.
You can't become smart unless you look at Wikipedia.
Let me see what else is coming out.
What about some movies? Let's talk about those movies.
Movies.
What is actually coming out this year besides, like, comic book movies that we all know are coming out and we all know what to expect?
I honestly... I'm just... Like I said, I think I've mentioned this before. John Wick 2 is the thing I am looking forward to most. The new Star Wars, obviously. Last Jedi.
Yeah, they just announced the side title for that. They said it's the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're going to kill off Luke.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that.
You can't really, you know, you're trying to keep some secrecy to these movies. Don't just say right away, hey, this guy's dying.
We're all looking forward to A Dog's Purpose.
Dog's purpose is the purpose of life. It's the reason.
Oh, they're making World War.
Oh, that's what he did. He did Cats in the Cradle. Terry Chapman. He did Cats in the Cradle, and that's why I was like, it's such a dark contrast to that song, because that's like being, your dad, you're growing up, and your son, you grow apart, and then you grow together, and whatever. And then his other popular song is about a guy who went to a bell tower at a campus and shot a bunch of people. A disturbed young man.
Well, it turns out that dude in real life who shot up from the bell tower had a tumor in his brain that was pushing against some sort of cortex or some sort of something or other that was making him act aggressively in that way. They did an autopsy and it was like, yeah, that's not good.
It's weird how tumors make you think things like that. They're just pushing at you. It's like, you should shoot some people.
Yeah, I think it was pushing on a weird part that was making him super aggressive.
Or it was just whispering in his brain, just like, hey, shoot some people. You should go shoot some people in that bell tower. It's really tall. And then he did it.
He did it.
Do you think he was like a interdimensional traveler who came here and replaced his former self, and then he realized all that traveling gave him a tumor, which made him kill people, but that was part of the mission of why he traveled to this dimension? So in the end, it worked out.
I don't think that's the truth, but that could be. I mean, who knows?
What if a man traveled to a different dimension in order to punch some guy in the face? What would you say about that?
I would say that it would be ironic if that man liked to get shit on.
What if... What if an alternate history, this guy looked back in time, he's like, I gotta punch that guy, or else history is never gonna be the same. So he came back in time, he made that punch, and he saved Obama.
It was Charles Whitman. Charles Whitman, Texas Tower Sniper, they call him.
Texas T. That's what
the
they call
old
him.
TTS, Texas Tower Sniper.
Ooh, I want to get that on a shirt. I want to get that on a band. I want to go to that band, and I want to kill myself.
Let's see. I was just thinking, what else I'm looking forward to? New Rick and... The what?
Bye-bye man.
The Bye-Bye Man?
The Bye-Bye Man.
The Bye-Bye Man?
Don't say it, don't think it. His name is untouchable. The Bye-Bye Man.
Is that like the Babadook?
It's a movie that came out this past week.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a horror movie. It's about a guy who's called the Bye-Bye Man. And you can't think it, you can't say it, you can't think it or say it. And if you do, he's gonna get you.
So it's like Voldemort.
Yeah. Look, Bye-Bye
Oh
Man.
my god.
Look, the
Oh
Bye-Bye
my
Man.
god.
It's playing, we could go see it right now, 8:45.
I don't want to.
Let's go, look what it's doing to that young girl. She's like, ah!
She's
no!
covered in mud or blood.
Get me out of here! Bye-bye!
Bye-bye! Bye-bye, man!
What were you saying, Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty Season 3. Oh my god. Mr. Poopy Butthole. Can't wait for more Mr. Poopy Butthole.
But he's got to feed his cat. And he's on those,
wait.
Oh, wait, they just keep me through the day.
What do you think about that season ending?
Everybody's like, is it coming out? Justin Roiland hasn't really said anything. Neither has Dan Harmon. They've just been kind of quiet.
It's coming out.
It should be coming out. I mean, when did season 2 end? 15?
It was, yeah, I'd say 2015. I'm also looking forward to new season of Curb.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, as we mentioned last week.
Silicon Valley's coming back.
Silicon? The Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley?
Yeah, season 4. I'm looking forward to that. That's one of my favorite shows on HBO, besides Curb.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm so excited for Curb. The fucking What's-His-Face is coming back. John Oliver.
John Oliver. Bring back Trump.
Like, that fell right in your face there, didn't it? Instead of spending every episode just making fun of him, why don't you take him seriously? And, not going to do that.
I just want to clarify for anybody who's confused and don't really know who we are. We don't like him and we don't agree with him.
No, we hate Trump.
We just don't fuck. The more you take him seriously, the more you give him that power of him being as evil as you think he is. Yeah. Because you're treating him like he's going to end the world, which he can't. He's a president who's only going to serve a 4-year term. Yeah. I doubt he's going to get reelected because by the end of this campaign, this administration, he's going to be hated by both his supporters and the people who dislike him. Because he's gonna blow it.
Okay, here's a smart boy prediction, and I firmly believe
this is our recording.
that Trump is going to die while in office. I think he's going to have a stroke at some point.
Maybe.
I'm not saying he's going to get killed or assassinated.
He's not going to get killed.
I think something...
That doesn't happen nowadays.
I think something's going to happen where he has a stroke or a heart attack or something like that, because I do not think he can handle the pressure.
I don't think so either.
I think something's going to happen to him where he's going to have to either resign because of He's going to
health issues.
I firmly believe that he is not going to last all 4 years.
But that's the thing. People are scared of that because they're like, then Mike Pence is in charge and he's worse than Trump. It's like, they're fucking people. Yeah, they only have so much control. We live in a democracy. We don't live in a dictatorship anymore. And it can't become a dictatorship because we live in a fucking country that disables all ability to do that. You can get to the point where it gets like a fractional way there, and they're like, ooh, stop that right away. That's not happening. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's not fucking 1939.
No. But yeah, like I said, I don't. Some's telling me that he's not gonna like this job.
I just want to say right now, just to make it open and clear, what side of the book I on. I firmly believe that whether Hillary or him got elected, they both would have blew it.
Yeah,
they both are bad candidates. They don't have what it takes. Sure, they're too old.
Yeah.
Like, Bernie's one thing, but, like, I don't think he had what it takes either.
No.
They're fucking... He's the oldest president. He's 70.
Yeah.
And Hillary was, 69? And I think she's close to 70 now. And then Bernie was 72.
So.
That's fucking too old.
That's ridiculous.
Next election isn't about who gets in the ballot and who is actually, like, qualified for the job. Fucking pick someone younger.
We need a young boy. Or girl.
Yeah, young girls, young boys, get in there. Fucking, I need someone who's in their 40s. I need someone who's in their 40s who can run the fucking country until they're 50 and not fuck up the thing. If you're 70, you're going to have a heart condition. You're going to be like, oh, man, this is a lot of stress.
Let me stress that when I said we need a young boys, I didn't mean it in the way that it sounds like.
Young man.
Young man.
You'll be having some fun.
Young man.
Also, another thing Trump related, don't pick on his kid. He's
little Barron?
Old Barron.
He's becoming like an internet celebrity.
He's becoming an internet target as well, because people are like, look at this little fuck. Fuck this guy. His dad's an asshole, therefore he's just as bad. And it's like every picture of him, he's like at these inaugurational
I don't want to be here.
And he's just like kind of clapping his hands, looking around, he's like, I'm gonna go back. Yeah.
Literally.
He's like
Barron Trump memes on the rise.
It's on the rise. No, you just see him. He's like looking at the window of the limousine. He's just like, oh man, I just want to go back in the tower. I just want to hang out and play. I want to play my Xbox.
Yeah. Poor kid.
If you were that kid, like I know there's some kids, like Obama's daughters.
Yeah.
They were the same thing, but nobody was picking on them the same way.
Yeah.
People were kind of like, leave them alone.
Yeah.
There weren't. What are the little girls' names?
Malik, and shit. I honestly don't even know. I don't even know.
You got one, so you're closer than I am. But I'm saying there wasn't like shit on Twitter and like on fucking. I don't even know if Reddit was like popular at the time. But there wasn't shit like shitting on them. You at the most saw like some shitty people who were just like fuck these girls, and that was about it. But it was...
I'm wrong. It's Malia and Sasha.
That's it, Sasha. That was the one I could remember, and now I didn't. I blew it.
You did blew it.
What else is happening in the world? It's 2017.
What else is happening in the world?
Past week has just been all that bullshit.
I know. I'm so fucking tired. I want to listen. I love NPR, and I want to listen. I want to turn on NPR and not hear Trump. I want to go on Reddit.
That's how it's going to be for 4 years.
And not read Trump. I don't want to. I want to go on Facebook and not see Trump.
Let me just clarify, and I think we speak for both of us. I don't want to hear about Trump as much as I didn't want to hear about Clinton if she got elected.
Yeah,
both of them. I don't fucking care anymore. There's so much controversy around these.
I got my own shit to deal with. Like I've got enough problems in my own life, and I'm honestly just.
And that is kind of like what you're saying. NPR is kind of like they're not as bad. They're not.
No,
they're just. It's just what is really current right now, and so it makes sense that they're bringing it up.
Yeah,
it doesn't really affect too much of the the more entertainment based shows of the NPR.
I know, like You Bet Your Garden. Mm-hmm. You're talking about Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yeah. They'll make a casual joke here or there, but it's not like every minute it's like, so Trump, what's he gonna do with the country next?
We're making ASMR videos now.
That's all NPR. It's like, coming up next in the hour, we're going to talk about solar panels and why they keep breaking. Thanks, Ron, my neighbor. Fuck you. Those are really expensive.
We're here in Richmond, Virginia, talking to Frederick McRichardson. He's a beef farmer, and he says he's got the tastiest pollen you'll ever taste. It says his honey is the gooeyest. Let's talk to Richardson McBrackenstenberg. My honey's really, it's really soft.
Coming up in the next hour on the press light, we are interviewing singer Fred Durst. Here he is.
What up, boys?
Please, you're gonna have to lower our voice. Our mics are very sensitive. Fred Durst, stop yelling in the mics.
Yo, alright. I guess I'll stop. Yeah, that's getting like.
I like Lizzie McGuire.
Oi. It's your boy Fred Durst. Oh man, this developed quickly. Let's see what else we could chime in about.
How's the moon doing?
You know, I haven't seen the moon in the news in a while. Ever since that supermoon.
God, that supermoon just fucking like fucked everything up for everybody else. Like supermoon, we were done after that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to is the next total eclipse, and I'm going to see when we're going to get one.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that? Then?
The next total eclipse of the heart.
Shit.
What's
That...
Now I'm falling apart.
Nothing left to say. Total eclipse of the heart.
That was not that loud, but it's fucking picking up really good.
Man. Let's see here. Total eclipse of the sun. That's not the one is that the one I want? Yeah. Okay, smart boys have got the fact of the day.
What's that?
August 21, 2017. It's going down.
Set your calendars right now. Buy all the fucking beer and all the fucking popcorn you need for that
Sunglasses.
night.
You don't want to look at it totally.
Sunglasses. Who needs them? Am I right?
Even says, if you haven't made plans yet, now's the time. Everyone is psyched on this total eclipse.
Let me set my calendar right now.
Let me pencil in August 21st as fucking party
right now.
Party day.
Yeah, party day. Taking the day off, total eclipse of the sun. Gonna blind myself. Gonna never see again. That's the last thing I want to see in this world.
It honestly looks like it does go straight through where we live.
Yes, perfect.
Maybe no.
We are in the center of America.
We are in what we call...
If I was going to give
does! Sick.
Oh,
it literally like intersects right through St. Louis.
It says greatest eclipse. We get the greatest eclipse of the entire world.
That's right. Your boys got it only here in St. Louis.
Should we record that on audio?
What?
The total eclipse. Just record the audio.
Yeah.
And then we'll just upload it like raw files, just like total eclipse audio, and you just hear like burning sound and then the flesh just being peeled away from the skin.
Mm-hmm.
What if it killed us? What if the total eclipse was the last we heard of Earth?
Oh man, that'd be great.
What if we killed the Earth and then we had to move on to the after Earth?
That movie?
I mean, do we really want to leave...
That fucking movie?
Do we really want to leave Will Smith in charge?
With his son?
With his son, who's always wearing those dresses and being like, why are trees without eyes if I can see through them?
That's, yeah. Fucking goddamn.
If you pedal a bicycle backwards, are you going back in time or are you going forward in the past?
Those are like riddles and shit.
I think, Jaden Smith is the modern Sphinx. Reincarnated.
Jaden Sphinx Smith.
Jaden Sphinx.
Let's see what else is popping right now in the news. Alternative facts. Yeah, that was bullshit.
I want to do a quick review of one of my new favorite movies that I saw in the cinema. Is Triple X, The Return of Revenge of Xander Kane. Let me just say right now.
Xander Cage.
Yes. Let me just say right now.
Break it down for us.
What? Play the trailer? Okay.
Break down the movie.
No, I'm playing the trailer. And that's the trailer. So, I love this movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Not only is Triple X back, and it's Vin Diesel, but he is doing the badass things. He's on a bicycle.
Is he
and
really?
He's like blowing things up. There's some young guy who's just like acting like a dick. It's just like Vin Diesel walks in and goes like, "Fuck you." He just like punches him. And then he rides a bike again. And then Samuel Jackson, fresh off of RoboCop, he's like, you gotta be a badass to do this mission. And the only way to do this mission is to be a badass. And look cool while doing it.
Cue the Nickelback.
Cue, not only the Nickelback,
hold on
but
now.
the Linkin Park / 21 Pilots remix.
Saliva. Although I honestly cannot talk shit about the music in Triple X on account of the reason that I got into my favorite band of all time is from the first Triple X movie.
We're not talking about the first. We're talking about the new and improved version.
Okay.
This is like if you took Pitch Black and took away the pitch, took away the black, and put all Triple X.
Wait.
Here's an idea.
Break it down.
Pitch Perfect Black. It's this crossover we've been looking for.
Vin Diesel doing a
cover to Adele, and then all the single ladies. He's like, all the single ladies. All the single ladies.
But no, Rammstein was in the first Triple X movie. And
has Rammstein done a movie?
Have they done a movie?
Have they done a movie?
They've done movies.
They've done a like. Is there a Rammstein like the equivalent of Beatles? The Help.
No.
I'm just gonna say right now, really weird Beatles movie. Don't you agree? Because it's like I thought it was gonna be about their music. It's about a bunch of black women who are maids who are like writing a book.
No, I'm
Emma Stone's writing a book.
I'm talking about Hidden Figures right now.
Hidden Figures. Let me just say right now, we couldn't get to the moon unless four very sassy and smart black ladies.
I actually want to see that movie. It looks really good.
I'm not going to talk shit on that because history is history and history is a mystery. Who am I to say?
Actually, I'm looking up to see if Rammstein are going to be on the soundtrack of the new Triple X movie.
Are they on the soundtrack for the new Hidden Figures movie?
Yes, they contribute their song "Pussy," which is one of their big hits.
Let me just say, I got to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, A Dog's Purpose. Now, have you ever had a loved one that was specifically a dog and thought to yourself, boy, I don't like this thing dying. I just hate how I get this thing really early on in my life and then it dies before I turn into a full adult. Then you become a full adult and you're like, boy, I wish I had that thing again, that dog that I liked, that I grew up with and I enjoyed so much. Guess what? You can't have that with A Dog's Purpose.
Wait.
That's right. The dog comes back from the dead as a new dog. And this is not Pet Sematary. It's not the same movie. Okay? This is a new movie, and we're not... No, the dogs are fine. Stop filming that. Don't look at... No. It's swimming. It's swimming. It's fine.
Okay? It didn't like the side of the pool it was on.
You don't know nature. Dogs know how to swim. This is misleading. You filmed it wrong. Don't cut it like that.
No. The dog's fine.
Don't put it online. Don't put it online. Don't put it online. Why are you putting it... Oh, my God. Is it on TMZ? I don't want to look. Oh,
fuck. The dog is fine. The dog is fine.
All right, get rid of the dog. Get it out of here. I don't even care if you kill it. At this point, we're in for a penny.
We need a fresh dog.
Kill all the dogs that were in this movie. Fuck it. We don't even care.
Man.
So, Dog's Purpose coming to theaters this Friday. Don't miss it because those dogs aren't going to live very long.
Yeah, I wonder how many dogs they went through.
That was the 5th German Shepherd, and that was just German Shepherds. They had a couple of corgis. They threw down a trash chute. You know, in the movie Garfield, where Garfield falls.
Tell Two Kitties, or the first one?
Yes. He falls the 19-story building because the fancy cat. He lives in a high-rise building. Garfield falls out the window. They used a real cat for all the stunts because it had to be authentic and it had to be Bill Murray on set doing the voice behind the camera. He couldn't be off set just looking at a screen.
You can't do that. He's a real actor.
He's a real actor. Okay. Have you seen Wes Anderson? I think he might be dead.
God, I was saying...
He's doing a new movie, I believe. I think that might be coming out later this year.
Is he really?
I think so.
Is it going to be kind of quirky, do you think?
I think it's going to be shot almost as if walls don't exist. Almost as if the camera itself is the fourth wall.
Shit.
And it transitions in between scenes. It's going to be a little quirky, but also dramatic because it has a hint of realism.
Do you think an Owen Brothers is going to be in it?
I think...
Or not Owen, what are their fucking names?
Wilson.
Yes.
Wow. Owen Wilson.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Is that a cow?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Look how quaint this shop looks.
Wow. Oh,
wow. Edward Norton, what are you doing here?
Yeah, wow.
Oh, wow. Adrian Brody, you're in this movie, too.
Ray Fiennes? Wow.
Ray Fiennes, Willem Dafoe,
Bill Murray.
It's almost like I've worked with you before. I wonder where Bruce Willis is at. He's right behind the corner.
Oh, wow. Is that Bruce?
Is that my Bruce? Brother? Is that my brother?
Hi, Luke. Wow.
Luke, I didn't know you were working this movie, too. Oh, wow. I must have been in your trailer earlier.
He does have a new movie coming out.
I was right.
It's called,
Fantastic Mr. Fantastic.
It's called
Fantastic Mr. Four.
It's called Isle of Dogs.
Yes! The dog's purpose has been fulfilled! They're taking the recycled dogs. Wes Anderson is repurposing them for this new movie. This actually sounds on the same notes because the Isle of Dogs Sounds like the same notes of A Life Aquatic and
Moonrise
Kingdom. Getting that quaint feeling of those isolated islands.
It's going to be a stop-motion movie.
Yes!
Do you know who... Let me just break down who's in it.
Oh, wow. Is it Owen Wilson?
Bryan
Cranston. Oh, wow. Bill Murray. Oh, wow. Edward Norton as Rex. Oh, wow. Jeff Goldblum. Oh, wow. Scarlett Johansson. Oh, wow. Tilda Swinton. Oh, wow.
Tilda Swinton. Dude, the next one's the crazy one.
Yoko Ono. Oh, wow. Woody Allen. Oh, wow. Larry David. Oh, wow. Harvey Keitel. Oh, wow.
That's enough of that.
I Love Dogs, our next new sponsor next week. Check out that movie.
We're sponsored, by both I Love Dogs.
Did you see that trailer for that new movie coming out? No Men Beyond This Point. It's like a quirky comedy, kind of like The Lobster, where it's like men have been scientifically out of the
breeding process.
The breeding process. So it's like women only, and like all the men in the world are the youngest one is like 38 years old, and it's like it's a quirky movie with a message.
Miss but love.
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Back to dogs.
Must love dogs. I'm talking my dog Skip.
Shout out to anybody who has a dog.
Dogs are pretty cute.
If you have a dog right now, you have 3 seconds to pet it, or else you'd never have it again.
Yeah.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. It's gone.
Gone dog.
If you were in the car and you couldn't pet it,
gone dog. Gone?
Gone dog. Like Gone Girl, Ben Affleck, his dog like fakes his own death, and they're like, Ben Affleck, why'd you kill that fucking dog? You're such a fucking piece of shit. You're gonna get so many fines. You're not going to jail, but you're gonna pay a lot of money because you're an asshole. You know, animal cruelty. And then dog is like on a fucking yacht in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And he's just like, I got him.
Got him. You just spoiled that entire movie for me.
Fuck! Damn it!
Shit
in a nugget.
Fucking
chicken nuggets.
Ooh.
Let's talk about McDonald's one more time. Our next sponsor. I like it.
Da-da.
So
okay.
So we can ramble on a little more, but I want to get to real shout-outs. Shout-out to our contributing artist, our musician friend, Moses. Sean Moses. Good friend of mine. He does some really great music, and he is lending it. He is so nice. So nice
lending
to lend it
to us for free.
To us, our smart boy, our bum boys is what I should say. Because he is lending it to us for free for our intros, our outros, our spin-off series. What a nice guy. I'm going to say right now, what a nice guy. Hey, follow him on Facebook, especially follow him on SoundCloud.
Yes.
And hey, if he's a local artist, if you're in the St. Louis area, he might be playing a show near you. He might play somewhere, and you can go see him live.
He could be playing a show right now.
He's not in some fancy Hollywood hotel.
He's not living at the Grand Bel Air.
He's not at the Hilton. And his room is Do Not Disturb. Yeah.
With Paris Chilton.
Paris and Chilton.
He's not hanging out with Baron Trump sipping on Mai Tais.
He's not in Paris with Billy Bob Thornton talking about the glory days of Sling Blade. He's in the town that you most likely live in.
Because
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yes. How about them Cardinals? They're going to come back.
Oh my God. Dexter Fowler.
Stanley Cup.
The Stan Lee Cup.
The Stan Lee Cup. Spider-Man, he's almost there.
Do we have any other shout-outs?
Well, our shout-outs are to, of course, us, the Smart Boys.
The Smart Boys.
Coming up next on the radio hour is the Smart Boys podcast. They're going to talk about racism in America. I don't like blacks!
Get him out!
Build the wall! I don't like him! I walk outside, see a different color. Don't like it! I see a white fence, see a black fence. I like the white fence!
Seems cleaner!
I walk into a comedy club, black comedian, not relatable!
No! Not relatable! That's what you fucking said! What you said!
Walk into a Hollywood movie, main character, Kevin Hart. How is this funny?
He's not like me!
I don't get any of this! Let's talk about me growing up and having barbershops. What? I don't know! My mom cut my hair! What?
Take me to great clips!
Oppression! I don't know what that is!
Shout out to Oppression.
Shout out to Oppression that got me here today. Made me the person who I am.
Big shout out to the male patriarchy.
Only because the male patriarchy can I put my dick out on a subway and only people say, hey, put that away, instead of saying, hey, go to jail.
Yeah. Big shout out to,
me.
Yeah.
Myself.
Anders.
Yeah.
I guess a big shout out to life, to love.
Check us
shout out to
Twitter.
moms.
Hey, seriously though, check us out on Twitter because come on, those followers. The Facebook's looking
Sure.
great, but that Twitter, I know I don't use it a lot because I honestly don't use Twitter that much.
Who knows?
But I still post on there. Okay, it's still there. You tweet me, I'll retweet it. Okay,
You tweet, I'll tweet back.
I retweet everyone I know. You ever been on YouTube? Sub for sub. This is tweet for tweet.
Mask for mask.
We also are on YouTube. We uploaded a video recently. It's our Let's Play.
Part 1
Part 1.
of 3-part.
Of a 3-parter, yes. For Spider-Man 3, 3-part 3.
Oh my god.
Ooh, you're going to like that one later on in the week.
Yeah.
You're going to get in their episode. You're going to love it.
Cool.
And also, you have a question, comments, concerns, if any.
Questions, comments, concerns, compliments.
If any concerns. I don't know what you would concern yourself with our show, because it's our show.
It's
but
really our
if you
show.
do have a concern, you can email us at smrtboys@gmail.com. Oh, I said that wrong. smrtboys with a Z podcast @gmail.com.
SMRT.
I know you're not going to email, but
Boys.
you can try. You can try.
Podcast.
Don't be
All
such
right.
a rude bitch. Also, shout out to Sony for spending my fucking internet so I can't play PlayStation Online anymore. Fuck you, okay? God, I should have bought an Xbox, which I did.
Alright, we're out.
We're out,
Peace and love.
but guess who's in? The new president.
And the young pope.
Young Pope on ABC, coming this fall. Family Matters 2, the new batch, coming this fall.
I'm done with this.
You're done.
Get done. Get out.
Ah!